Okay, this time we're talking about City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, which is the second book in the Mortal Instruments, series. And Andrea is going to kick us off with a synopsis because she read it most recently.
So basically this one starts off where Valentine has the mortal cup. He disappeared in the last book, so that's not a spoiler. And then this one is mainly about, so there's three, are they mortal instruments?
Mm-hmm.
Cup, the sword, and the mirror. And so this book is about him trying to obtain the sword. And then Clary is still the main character in all this. Pretty much the same people. They meet a few new people, and it's basically about them trying to prevent Valentine from getting the sword, and it's that battle for that.
Mm-hmm. And it does leave off where Jace is Clary's brother.
Yes, yeah. They found out in the last book that he was her brother, and Valentine is their dad.
So they're fighting against their dad.
Yes. I think they do have the same mom. Yeah, because she gets mad at Jace for when they're trying to save, they're still trying to, save their mom. And Jace never refers to her as like my mom, and it makes Clary mad because she feels she's not as invested in like saving her.
Mm-hmm. So they're full-blooded siblings, but throughout this whole book, there's still that sense of like love interest.
Yeah.
It's very kind of twisted, and you have the dad in the mix, and they're trying to like prevent their dad doing evil things and working against him together, but there's still like that tension between them.
Yeah, and the dad is trying to like use that against them too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But this is weird.
It is super twisted because then you have Simon, Clary's best friend, who's also a main character, who is like pining after her and thinks he's in love with Clary and how they're like meant to be together. But then Clary has these feelings for her brother.
It's like Star Wars.
Yeah. Very twisted. What would you rate this book, Anne? The second one.
I would rate this one an A-. I read it in literally a day. Like I read them all in a day, so they're so good. The action scenes are really good. Like my favorite characters I really like Magnus. I don't know. I would go A-. They're really good.
I rated this one a B+. I also thought it was very good, but I thought this one focused a little more on like the relationship aspects between all of the characters versus more of the action adventure uncovering the story, in my opinion. So B+, I thought it was good, but I thought it did dive a little too deep into like the emotional side of things. Let's do some spoilers. So I think the biggest spoiler or like thing I wanted to mention was how weird it was when they were in the Sealy court. And so Liz, fairy court, the Sealy, and their fairies are known in all books to be mischievous, right?
Yeah.
So they're there, and the queen basically tells Clary, who she ate something she was like not supposed to, or it had something in it, tells her the way to get out of the Sealy court or the way to fix it would be to kiss the person she desires most. And Simon offers to kiss her, and it won't work because she desires most her brother.
No, that's gross.
How fun, how like insulting though. Like if I was Simon, I would just be like, peace out. I'm gonna find someone else who is like available mentally.
Yeah, and they're dating at that time. She's dating Simon at that time.
She started dating him to basically try and get over Jace.
Yeah. She was like, I might as well give it a try because he like makes out with her in the kitchen. So she's like, all right, let's just try it since I can't marry my brother.
Talk about being second best. Like, how insulting.
Also, how awkward is it to like volunteer, like to be the one she desires most. Like that's also a weird, like ego move.
In front of all of the court of the Fae, her fairies.
I will say my favorite people or person in this series is still Magnus Bane in the second book, but I absolutely love his relationship that's going on with Alec. They are my favorite people in this whole series.
Yeah, they're hilarious. I don't know. I guess the sarcasm or something. And he's so like funny
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing.
He's definitely like the comic relief, but not in the like goofy sense, but in the like sarcastic but knowing, if that makes sense. Like he's very smart. He's like the point of knowledge, so he can kind of be like a jerk and be sarcastic and funny all at the same time.
Yes. We also find out in this one that Simon is a vampire.
Oh yeah, that's a huge
So he gets buried and then is reborn into a vampire or whatever. That whole scene.
Yeah.
Does he like get bitten by another vampire? Is that how you become a vampire?
Well, he was a rat accidentally. Like he drank a secret potion at a party and became a rat, and then Clary and Jace and like everybody tried to save him. And during the attack, he bit someone while he was a rat, and then that made him a vampire.
Wow.
The vampires are pretty cool in this series too.
Yeah.
I like them. They're kind of badass, in my opinion. But like now that I'm saying all these things about the book, like there's a lot going on in just a short book. I mean, it's not short, it's like 400 pages, I think.
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast you can read these. Not you, but like in general, like a person. Yeah. 450 pages, and you can just fly through them.
Yeah.
How many books are in the series?
I think there's 6. Yeah.
It's a commitment. But it's good all the way through. It's definitely a series that we were talking about another one recently, Outlander, to where it was a book that then she made into a trilogy that then, just kind of kept going when it shouldn't. This is definitely a complete series to where it all makes sense and it throughout the whole thing and it wraps up.
I have to say that really disappointed me about Outlander because that first book is amazing. Like so good. Like one of the most like addictive books I've ever read. They get so shitty after the first one.
Even the series, the TV series, I'm like how did we wind up in the frontier? I know how we did, but like
why did we?
Probably should have just stopped at the Scotland Highlands.
She's like, I have an idea for one book, and she's like, shit, I've got to go into like this, like the Scottish Revolt, right? And she's like, what else do I do? What about the American Revolution?
If Jamie was ugly, that series never would have made it past like season 3.
You're obsessed with Jamie.
I am. He's definitely my type.
I know. Andrea, have you watched Outlander?
I think Corey has.
Yeah, really? He was making fun of Courtney and Jake for liking it.
Yeah, because I think when we went kayaking, they talked about it, so he started watching it.
I don't see that being a show Corey would like.
I mean, I don't think he was like as into it as you guys were. He watches a lot of TV, so I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You should consider reading the first book, Andrea. Just Outlander.
Okay.
Yeah, just the first one. So that's City Bash, second book in the series. We're going to be rating all 6 of them in the next few weeks. So read along with us and stay tuned.